On this episode, we're talking interplanetary existence and business strategy. We're talking business strategy as well. Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of The Vlog. So, a little bit of a different environment here this morning. I'm on my rooftop in Redwood City, California. It's an absolutely beautiful morning. Got to see the sunrise over the mountains, got to play around with the cameras a little bit, and that's what this is all about, is staying creative, starting to get outside of my comfort zone, and hopefully provide some value to you all on an episode by episode basis. So let's get started. So today we're going to be talking strategy, an aspect of strategy that is very near and dear to me and my practice at Thoughteum, which is the concept of strategic visioning. Before we get in, I thought I would lay out the 3 or 4 major components to a strategic plan, or sometimes referred to as a strategic blueprint. This is a process that I really like to go through with either new or existing organizations that are looking to take their game to the next level, or even looking to build new capabilities as they grow as a startup or an organization that's pivoting in a different direction. The strategic blueprinting process is so effective if you keep a focus on these 3 components. First, you have your mission, and I define this simply as what we get up to do every day. This is what we exist for. This is the blocking and the tackling, the day-to-day execution that's going to allow you to deliver on your business objectives. Second, you have your vision, and this is where we want to be 3, 5, 10 years down the road. This is a little bit more macro, and I'm going to go a little bit deeper on this, but this is often the aspect of strategic planning that is maybe not paid attention to or completely ignored, because it involves looking up and out through the dashboard into the future. So you have your mission, what we exist to do every day. You have your vision, where we want to be down the road 3, 5, 10 years. What connects these two are your strategic objectives or your strategic imperatives. These are key milestones that you'll need to hit in order to get from point A to point B. So those are the 3 components to a strategic plan. I want to go a little bit deeper on strategic visioning, as I think it's the anchor of really any great blueprinting process. So one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about over the last couple weeks is the news that recently came out of NASA of these 5 new planets that we've discovered that are about 40 light years away, that we essentially have no way of getting to today, but we know are a possibility for what we call interplanetary existence down the road. And this has just really fascinated me and really caused me to think over the last couple weeks, because I was having a hard time wrapping my head around why we would want to spend so much time on potentially an objective that would take hundreds, maybe even thousands of years to actually get to. 40 light years away is a long way away. Even if we were to travel at half the speed of light, it would take us 80 years even just to understand if we could go as humans. So why is it so fun to wrestle with this? It really gives us a North Star. It gives us a beacon to help us understand what are some of the key actions that we need to take in order to accelerate our path between where we're at today and where we may potentially need to be 40, 50, 60, 80 years down the road. So what does all this NASA stuff have to do with business planning? I think it's a really good example of the importance of being able to see the macro, being able to define the future so that we can more effectively and more efficiently work backwards from that. So I see a lot of organizations do a really good job with short-term planning, and I would consider that a lot of the mission work or the strategic imperative work. What I don't see a lot of organizations doing is really taking time to step back and clearly define the future so that everything that we do between now and then can be even more meaningful or potentially more effective or more robust, whatever you want to call it. So what can we do tactically to make sure that we have a great vision and we're allowing that vision to perpetuate our day-to-day or even quarter-to-quarter planning? Spending some time thinking about the future is really important, and I know it's very uncomfortable for people, especially in the business setting, to kind of clear the table and start thinking about the future. For me, a lot of that is thinking about the future of learning. It's thinking about trends, it's thinking about technologies that are going to allow us to essentially make accelerations in the path of delivering futuristic learning experiences that meet the needs of our adult learners. So the future of learning is an exercise or even a practice that I go through in making sure that I continue to keep a tight definition on what that is like for both myself and for my clients. Keep in mind that strategic planning is an iterative process, and it's definitely not something you can get together and knock out in a single day. This is something that you need to visit and revisit as a team as you continue to both execute on your day-to-day as well as you do your long-term planning. So make sure you're having fun with it. Make sure you allow strategic planning to be a great excuse for you and your team to get together on a regular basis and start really focusing on the future.